Exciting day today because we just got a new replica TP22. We have a fresh one out of the box, and I'm gonna be playing today in a CQB field, so we will check it out, we will prepare it together for the first game, and I'm also gonna show you all the different accessories, which you can already see right here. It's already on the table so I can show you, and we will talk a little bit about the pistol itself, what we can do with it, what it's really good for, and if it's something for you. Let's get started with first opening the box, and we will prepare this one for the game today. So we just cut the tape right here, and when we open the box we will see that there is an online guide. This is full of warnings, and these QR codes will lead you to the academy. A lot of important tips there, teching, maintenance, you know, how to do stuff with the TP22. You will find it in the academy. Then what we will find is the pistol itself, very prominent, the red dot plate. We will talk about it a little later. We also have the magazine right there, and here don't forget that this is not everything. We have different red dot plates that will allow you to attach many different red dots, not only the ones that you can find on the site on novritsch.com, but also different ones. So these are both double-sided. So there is one pattern on this side, one pattern on this side, so they will fit most of the red dots. You can see on the page exactly what kind of red dots these specific plates are meant for, but to my understanding, they cover most of the options. Also, bag of screws that you will use for the red dots. There is an imperial threaded one and metric one. They do fit our red dots. The rest, I cannot be 100% sure about that, but chances are it will fit. First things first, before we move on to the accessories and stuff, let's make sure that this is ready for the game. And since it's a gas blowback pistol, we actually don't need to do much. The only thing I would recommend is obviously test fire it, chrono it, and clean the barrel to give us maximum accuracy. So let's do that. Here we have the cleaning kit, in which we will find everything that we need. If you don't have this one, it's a very convenient package, but you can use standard cleaning rod and some paper towel or toilet paper, works just fine as well. And rubbing alcohol. Obviously we want to dissolve any oils that might be on the inside. I already have the patches pre-cut and ready to go right here. So we will take a patch, we'll fold it, put it here, rubbing alcohol, and we will clean the barrel. Actually, the disassembly with this pistol is super simple. We just make sure the hammer is dropped. We will pull here, and we can actually clean it from the inside out in the direction of the BB. If the disassembly is easy enough, I prefer to do it this way. So we will take it and we will run it through here in the direction of the BB. That gives us the best cleaning possible. So as you can see, there is a little bit relatively clean, but this is just a good practice for any replica. Doesn't matter if it's Novritsch replica or any other. It comes from the factory, it stays on a ship for quite some time, so it's definitely a good idea to make sure it's clean. This is perfectly fine. The patch is quite clean. There was a little bit. Now we are 100% sure that it's clean. To put it back together, just reverse the steps, and that's it for the cleaning part. Clicks in place, just like that. Pistol is now pretty much ready. Now what I want to do is to actually chrono it and set the hop up a little bit, just to be in the right ballpark. I'm using 0.32 gram BBs. That's what's recommended for regular temperatures. If it would be very cold, we would go lower to maybe 30s, 28s, but it's not that cold yet, so we will do that. I'm gonna put green gas in it. I will set the hop up at this distance. Hop up adjustment, super easy. Here we have a wheel which we can access without disassembling it. Very nice feature. Actually, even in the game, you can just pull the slide a little bit so you don't load another BB, and you can adjust it just like that. All right, let's set the hop up. Doesn't need to be super perfect, but since I want to chrono it with the hop up set, that looks pretty good at this distance. And now let's chrono it. So we have 32s set. 1.07, 1.05, 1.02, 1.06, 1.05. Pretty much right in the ballpark of 1 joule. Obviously, you can increase the power with maybe using stronger gas, heavier BBs. You can decrease the power a little bit with, more lightweight BBs or lightweight gas, like blue gas in this case. There is some wiggle room. It is, however, right in the ballpark of 1 joule. I'm gonna be using tracer BBs because it's a rather darker field. I want you to see it nicely. We will do that later in this video. I'm gonna be actually playing with it. So these are tracer BBs. Now the pistol is pretty much ready to go to a game field. There is nothing else we need to do with it. So let's talk a little bit more about accessories, holsters, red dots, and the other options that you have with this particular pistol. In my case for today, I'm gonna be taking this one stock. We'll just put a tracer on it so you can see the BBs. And I'm also gonna be playing with this one that is fully kitted out. First, let's talk about holster options, because with this platform, that is always a big topic because it doesn't really have regular shape. We have the big red dot plate that is nice to have out of the box, but it can, make it less compatible with holsters. So what options do we actually have? Here I have the universal closed holster, and the TP22 right out of the box fits very nicely in the holster, even with the red dot on it, red dot plate. It doesn't wobble, it's pretty solid, locked in, and it's just a nice fit. Now, what you need to know when you are deciding about a holster is that this holster will fit the pistol like this, but once you put a red dot on it, it will no longer fit on the inside because the red dot plate is halfway in. If there would be a red dot, it doesn't fit in. If you don't want to use a red dot, that is completely fine. If you think you will need it sometime in the future, then maybe this is not the right option, because without heavy modification like cutting away this part and moving the screw slightly lower, this will not fit. Now, the other option that we have, we can actually see it here, we have the option of adding a different red dot plate with the universal holster adapter already attached to it. And that allows us to use this universal open holster, and we can just slide it in. We have different mounting options on the back, so this is a good solution when you want a red dot on it, unless you are willing to do some modifications on the closed one. Works very well, and it's universal. You can have these adapters for different pistols, carbine kits. Some people even put it on like a smaller SMGs, because we also have a Picatinny one. There you have it, one holster for pretty much anything. The TP22 is not really an exception. Now let's go a step back and let's go with the no red dot option. My personal idea is that I want to run this pistol in my holster as a secondary, as a backup, and I want to keep it as lightweight as possible. That is very appealing because we have these aluminum magazines and they are just super lightweight compared to the regular ones. We can put them on the scale later, but I would guess it's like half the weight of this one. That got me thinking that I want to get this as light as possible, and I'm gonna be running it without a red dot if it's mostly just my secondary. So I don't really need the red dot plate. That's when I sat down and I designed this part, which is right now just 3D printed. It works really well, but it is a 3D printed part. We are looking currently into the options to have it molded or maybe even CNC machined and offering it as well. But for now, you can find it on our 3D print page. I designed it, so, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not the greatest 3D designer, but yeah, like I said, it works. I want to quickly show you how it looks like with this, how it works, and let's quickly replace it. Before we start with that, there is one more thing that you should know. these two screws are Loctited in place. Most people will probably not remove them anytime soon because the red dot plate can just stay there. It's not an issue, but I want to tell you about this, so I also need to tell you these are Loctited. They are not that easy to remove, and you really need to use a proper right-sized tool or a bit that fits very nicely and snug in there, otherwise you will strip the screws. So be aware of that before you start removing. Get the proper bit and heat it up. We will soften it, the screw glue, with a lighter. You can also use a heat gun. I'm gonna use this, and let's do it together real quick. So I'm gonna heat both of them up to loosen up the screw glue, and now I will take a Torx, which actually fits even more snug than a regular Allen key, and let's just remove it. All right, this one is out. All right, no issues. It probably looks very easy. That's because I'm using the right bit and I heat it up. All right. If we take it off like this, I'm actually gonna take the red one that I 3D printed so you can see it better, and we can replace it just like so. Already prepared the screws in there, so it's rather fast and easy. And now this is how it looks like. It keeps it more slim, lightweight, also allows you to grab it like this with your fingers, and you can adjust the hop up like so. You don't even need to pull the slide a little bit. That's how it works. Now when we look at the holster, now you will see that it actually wobbles in there because the plate is not touching the sides, so we can actually tighten it way more and have it even more snug. For now, it's 3D printed. It's my design. Take it with a grain of salt. You will need an access to a 3D printer. Maybe you have it at home, maybe your friend has it. This is an option. Now to give you an idea, since I already started talking about the magazines, let's put the magazines on the scale and we can compare the lightweight one with the regular one, and also this one, the long one, is lightweight. It's made of aluminum. These are probably the same weight, but way more capacity. All right, let's check it out. First, the regular one, 280 grams. The lightweight one, 140 grams. So that's actually exactly half. And now when we take this one, 235 grams. So this one is actually more lightweight than this one. Now you might be asking yourself, why do we even have these magazines when these are so much more lightweight? There is a caveat. Because of the weight and the material, this one actually has way more thermal capacity, and we know that when you use gas and you actually shoot, the magazine turns colder because the gas is evaporating and coming out of it. Now, having more thermal capacity in a heavier magazine is actually better when you want to shoot a lot, because the magazine will take longer to cool down. This one is way more lightweight and it will cool down faster, so you will not be able to shoot as many shots from this one compared to this one. So the same goes for this. There is a trade-off, and because I'm planning on using this mostly as my secondary, I'm actually willing to take this trade-off, and I'm gonna be using the lightweight magazines. You can always have more of them, and if you really need to shoot a lot, you can just reload quickly to a different one, let it warm up, and cycle these magazines. So that is why some people might prefer the heavier ones. It allows you to shoot more. We are done with the magazines, so let's quickly talk about red dots. Here we already have the premium red dot mounted in the red color. So this is how it looks like, compatible with the screws, fits the insert for the plate really well, and it is just a nice package. Now the other option, because maybe this one is a little bit over the budget, it is a premium red dot, it's durable, it's bright, but maybe you are looking at a more budget-friendly option. That would be this one. We have it in black, and let's see how it fits on the pistol. we will take one of the inserts. I believe it's the Dr. 3 for this specific red dot. Yes. And we can take the screws from the back. We will take the metric ones, not the imperial ones. If you would look closely, this one has much larger threads, so you will not have an issue telling which one is which. And let's just put it on. And just like that, we got ourselves a very nice package with a red dot. And the beautiful thing about it is you only need the red dot. The plate and the insert is already there. It's also fixed in place, so it's not moving with the slide, which reduces, or it doesn't increase the mass that you need to drive back and forth. So the pistol will perform exactly the same. It will still feel very snappy and fast. That's the way to mount red dots. And here you have it out of the box. Just get the red dot of your choice, because you have different options and you can have it on the TP22 easily. Now, for the base variant, I'm not gonna use a red dot, so I will take it off. Now, this pistol will stay exactly the same. We'll just go into the holster. And now let's take a look at all the different options that you can put on it. Front, mostly cosmetic, compensator if you don't want to run a suppressor or a tracer. In this case, tracer would make a lot of sense, and we will actually put a tracer on it for the night game. We have a nice carbon fiber looking one. We have this, we have higher sights. Now, why would you want to put higher sights on your pistol? The reason is simple. These you can actually see when you look through the red dot. So the sights are, hopefully maybe you will be able to see, they are nicely aligned and they don't block the red dot. The red dot is actually higher and the sights are in the lower third of the red dot. You can still see them, but they don't block the dot. Perfect height for this particular red dot. We also have a small little charging handle. If you are thinking about competition and you want really fast and easy racking, this is a very convenient thing to have on there. Now, when it comes to more cosmetics, we have the barrel, drill fluted, really nice big flute, gives it some character. One of the most important upgrades, at least for me, that I'm actually planning on putting in this one as well for later games, is the trigger. This trigger feels really good, and the reason is that you can adjust the pre-travel and the over-travel as well. So here we have a screw, and also we have a screw on the top, which will allow you to adjust. Pre-travel, which is, how can I show you the best? The pre-travel, which is this part right here, you can see it's already adjusted. This is how much I have to move my finger from the very beginning until the breaking point, so just like this. And also the over travel, after it breaks, how much it travels backwards, and it's already adjusted to a reasonable level. I'm gonna try to show you the over travel actually when it breaks. So I'm gonna hold it like this. So I take off the slack, I'm gonna fire it. Now it fired, and the over travel is literally just like 1 millimeter extra. So if we compare this trigger to the stock one, you will see a big difference. This is the amount of pre-travel, which is perfectly normal, don't get me wrong, this is not like too excessive. Then we have the brake, and then it travels even more. So if you switch to this speed trigger, you will absolutely notice the difference. It's just way shorter and allows you to shoot faster. Also, it has a flat surface, so it feels good on the finger, but that is a more subjective thing. It's also not hard to replace. I will make a video about that specifically. Here, I just want you to know that this is an actual upgrade in my opinion, and I'm gonna definitely put a black one, probably, maybe the red one. I will probably put a red one here, just so that it shows a bit more. We also have the extended magazine release button. So when I put a mag in, it's just ever so slightly easier to replace it. Also, you can get it in colors that you can see from both sides, so a nice touch there as well. And of course, Magwell for some looks, and also a little bit easier reload. If you put it there slightly under an angle, it will just guide it in there a bit easier. And also I can feel it on my hand, so it gives me a feeling of like a more secured, more dedicated grip. It doesn't allow my hand to go lower, so I'm always gonna grip it in the same place. Last but not least, the universal holster adapter. This is an aftermarket one, because if you want to use this holster, you will need this little part right there. It is just in black, but you should know that this is also a part that is extra on there. All right, that's it for these two pistols. This is all we've done to this one. There is no internal change whatsoever. And now the last thing that I want to mention in terms of accessories is the HPA adapter. Here we have the M4 adapter. We also have the MP5 slim magazine adapter that will work with this pistol. And what this allows you to do is to use a huge capacity magazine, either from M4 or MP5, depending on which one you choose, and you can connect it to an HPA tank, and you can basically have unlimited ammunition, no cooldown whatsoever, unlimited air, especially with these carbon fiber bottles. You can put a bigger one even, or a smaller one, and you can just run this pretty much endlessly. This is empty. I could do this all day long, and of course this pistol has full auto as well. I can just keep shooting. All right, I'm not really planning on using this one today. Full auto is not allowed where I'm going today, but man, I already see myself playing with this. That's it for this part. The only thing left is to take these out and let's play a game.
I like this mag. Feels like a small one because of the weight, but already shot a lot of people with this one. Very good round, nice hits. That was a pleasure to play.
Now it's time to take this one out. Let's see how much better I will get.
Minus, minus, point, minus. at him. Minus!
Tato uguale ora.
Alright, that was the TP22. First I played with this one, completely stock. The only accessory is the tracer, so you can see the BBs. Performed really well. I had some long range hits, really felt right at home in terms of grip, handling, performance was there. I was using 0.32 gram tracer BBs. Now this one, you saw how it performed. You are probably interested about the accessories because I also played with this one. The most notable difference, definitely the trigger. This trigger feels amazing and you will be able to tell the difference if you switch from this one or from the stock one to this one. Second thing that really popped in my head is this magazine. When it's in there, since it's lightweight, it feels exactly like the regular magazine, this one, but you get way more capacity in terms of BBs and gas, so really nice accessory. If you are running pistol only, I would definitely consider this one. Mag release is easy to access, personal preference, I liked it, and of course the red dot makes sense. This pistol is made for a red dot, it made the aiming easier. The biggest difference is actually that I can see lower. In a field like this, it's very good that the dot is in the middle of the glass so I can see if somebody's peeking from below. So I really appreciated that. Charging handle, if you are into competition, perfect. Sights, mostly decoration, but they are useful because I can still see them through the red dot. Then of course, cool carbon fiber tracer. If this fits the bill for you, you will not regret it. I really enjoyed my time with the TP22 and I'm definitely gonna be taking this one to more games. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one.